Hey guys, Huzzy here bringing you another video. Now today's video is another episode of League Discussion. This is the series that I take a topic, rip it apart with my own opinions and experiences, and I encourage you guys to join in the conversation in the comments section below. Now before we get into today's video, I just thought I'd quickly mention I'm going to be doing the January question and answer video in the next few days, and I'm going to use this video to collect the questions. So if you have a question, comment section below. It can be about anything. Obviously, there are some things that are off limits, but pretty much nothing. So yeah, League of Legends, YouTube, CSGO, university, you name it, ask it down below, and I will answer as many as possible. I'll probably go for about an hour because I haven't done it in a while. Anyway, today's topic. Today's topic of League Discussion, we're going to be talking about placement games. The reason for talking about this topic is, honestly, I've spoken to a couple of my YouTubing friends and streaming friends, and all of us are in the exact same boat. Our comment sections, our Twitters, our private messages are all flooded with the same exact question. How did I go down in rating? My friend got this rating, I got this rating. What's going on? So I thought I'd make this video today instead of a gameplay video, just because, you know, it's such a big topic that I think people are kind of confused about. I just want to kind of get an answer out there to try and help a few thousand people. Because if a few thousand people see this, then at least I, myself, am like, okay, a few thousand people I've helped at least. So yeah, placement games. So let's just talk about quickly what or why Riot do placement games. Why is there even a reset? Because some people are confused in that point. So I'll say this. Riot like to try and please everybody in the game. They try to do it, but obviously it's very hard to do. But placement games, resets happen because imagine if you're a challenger player, you've been a challenger player now in the season. If there is no reset, you're bored. You have nothing else to do. You've already reached challenger. But hey, a season reset comes, you have to climb back up. If you're a master player, you have to climb back up. If you're a diamond player, you have to climb back up. So in that respect, it kind of gives higher rated players something to do again. But it also gives you, the average player most likely watching this video, again, a chance to climb, to try and get back to your rating quicker. That you use what you've learnt in the previous season and you get back to that rating a little bit quicker with the knowledge that you've collected. So in that respect, that's why I think they're pretty good. It gives you it just gives you something more to do because, you know, I've been playing this game now since season 1. So I've been playing this game technically for all 6 seasons. And if the season never reset or my rank never reset, it'd get really boring. It would get really stale because everybody would eventually probably just go really high rating with no reset. So in that respect, it's a good thing. Now, how does it happen? So just to kind of get some myths out of the way, because some people, again, are very confused, especially, using my example, I went 2 wins, 8 losses in my placements. I ended up in Platinum 5, which in my eyes is pretty bad. But some people are very confused. They're going, I went 8 wins, 2 losses, and I got bronze. How did I not get plat? These are the type of people that just don't understand how the system works. So the biggest indicator, or the biggest reason for your rating after placements, is your previous ranked season. Please understand this point. So that's what it's for. You know, if you're a diamond in the previous season, that doesn't mean anything. That goes towards your placement games. That goes towards what rating you're going to get in the next season. So myself, let's use my example. I was a Diamond 2 MMR player at the end of Season 5. Did my placement games, did very badly. I ended up in Platinum 5. If you're a bronze player, you can't expect to go higher than bronze, as, again, a rule of thumb, you'll probably go down in rating. It's a reset. It basically how the system works, to just explain it in layman's terms, is, say this is your current rating, your current MMR. Let's just call this number 2000 for the sake of argument. This is the average rating in the game right now. What Riot do is they find the middle point. They meet at the middle point, and then your placement games then determine how high or low you're going to go from this middle point. That's how the system pretty much works in layman's terms. There obviously is more complicated things with that, with, MMR, who's your opponents, win-loss ratio, win streaks. All this stuff does count as well. The one thing that doesn't count, again, people kind of are raging about it, is your performance. The only thing that it cares about is how many games you win and your previous ranked season. And also, obviously, if you go on a win streak, you'll gain more MMR, that type of thing. If you go on a lose streak, you'll lose more MMR. So if you go 20-0 in all 10 games but lose all 10 games, it doesn't matter because the system doesn't care. It's like when you're playing League of Legends, like in a normal ranked season, your performance doesn't give you more LP. Surrendering doesn't make you lose more LP. These type of myths I just kind of want to bust right now because there is a bit of a misconception sometimes with this type of thing. So there you go. That's how it works. The placement games work in that way. And some people will also argue, so what happens if you're below the average MMR in the game? So say this is the average rating now and you're below it. So the average rating in the game is about silver 4. If you're in bronze, you're below the average player in the game. Pretty much what it does is kind of more keep toward your actual rating, and then due to your placement games, it will then determine if you stay the same as your old rating or go lower. Majority of people do go lower. That's completely fine. That's just how the system works. Now, some people have actually also said that the system this season has been harsh. Again, I'm speaking as a experienced player now for every single season in ranked that this game has existed. I will honestly say, and obviously my opinion I think is a pretty good one because I'm that experienced with it, I would say yes. I'd say yes, this season has been a little bit harsh in terms of placements. Not by a lot, trust me. You know, there are some examples that people have done fairly well with their placements this season. But I'd say, yeah, it's been a little bit harsh, maybe by about 2 tiers. So instead of, say, someone going from gold 3 to silver 3, they may go from gold 3 to silver 5. That kind of thing, which again, in my opinion, so many people panic about placement games. I'm not a panicker myself, but it's pointless to panic, because if you're panicking, you're basically admitting that you're not good enough to climb, which again I think is rather counterintuitive. But like, if you have got a rating before, and I've said this many times, if you got a rating before, say you got gold 3 in season 5, you're now placed somewhere in silver. If you're panicking, to me that just shouts out that you don't think you're good enough to get back to gold 3. Yeah, I don't understand that concept. Like, if you put the exact amount of time that you got gold 3 in the previous season into the new season, you'll get the same rating. You should get higher than your previous seasons, because you should always be learning how to play the game better. You should be using that knowledge and adapting it and using it every single ranked season. Obviously now there are new queue systems, and apparently, like, if I'm on the client right now, if I look to queue up, I'm pretty sure that dynamic queue is all back with the new champion select. So my advice, just to kind of end up this video, you know, I've told you how placements work. I've busted the myths that, you know, it's mainly your old rating that affects it. Which is why, again, let me just, before I talk about the last thing, is why, say, people are using an example, my friend got this rating and I got this rating. It's probably because he was a higher rating than you. That's how it works. Like, my friend... like, I will give an example that was confusing. So I was at Diamond 2 MMR at the end of last season, and I ended up in Platinum 5 going 2 and 8. My friend Eddie, who I play a lot of Counter-Strike Go with, he went 5 wins, 5 losses. He was Diamond 4 at the end of last season, which is not much different to me. It's a little bit different. He ended up in Gold 1, even though I went 2 and 8 and he went 5 and 5, and we're only 2 tiers apart. So yes, there are some differences there, but trust me, the MMR is a big, big, big indication of where you're going to end up. I even know a Diamond person that was in Diamond 5 and now is in Silver 1. And I would just finally say a couple of more things. I have always got more things to think about. If you're low rating, you honestly shouldn't be complaining as much as high rating people, but you don't even hear high rating people complain. The reason why high rated people should complain more, in theory, is we get screwed over way more. You know, we have a cap on how high we can get from placements. Platinum 1 is the highest you can get from placements. So you can be the best challenger player on whatever server, you go into placements, Platinum 1 is your cap. Diamond, Platinum 1, Master, Platinum 1. We get screwed over the most. If you're gold, you can get gold again. If you're platinum, you can get platinum again. But if you're anything higher than platinum, if you're Diamond, Master or Challenger, you are capped at platinum. You get screwed over a bit as high rating, but the reason you don't hear high rated players complain as much is because we believe we're good players, so we just climb. Example, myself right now, I did terribly in placements, got Platinum 5, I'm already back in Platinum 1. Like, I'm just going to make it back to Diamond the next day or two before I go back to university. Hey presto, I'm good. I can just chill out a little bit, I can just climb a little bit of time, and then I'll take the game more seriously in May when I finish university. So there you go. So yeah, just finally, just some advice to give you guys about climbing, in particular with the new season, is obviously dynamic queue is here and the new champion select is here. Pick a role, pick 2 roles, play that role all the time. Within that role, play 3 champions maybe that can kind of do different things. For example, with me, mid lane right now, I play Karthus and Zed. These 2 champions are kind of my 2 bread and butter at the moment that I'm very confident with. I use Karthus if I want to have a farm game, kill everything in team fights late game. I use Zed if I'm confident and I want to kill people one-on-one. Do that yourself and you'll probably find you'll go up in rating. So I'm mainly maining top and mid right now. But if you have friend groups and stuff like that, you can always get your exact role if you just queue up with other people, focus on one role, hey presto, you'll go up. I do think it limits the skill level in the game, but if you want to get a high rating, do that. So there you go, thank you very much for watching. Remember to leave your questions in the comment section below. Gameplay will resume tomorrow, so thank you very much for watching. Please like the video if you like it, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys next time. See you.